If you want to take your edges from here to here, watch this video. Y'all are gonna have to excuse my hair. Just washed, conditioned, moisturized, and sealed, and you know, it's a hair video. It's on theme. It's KPS. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to give you 7 tips to help grow your edges back. Generally speaking, little bald spots can tend to form around your perimeter from too much tension. Things like braids and sew-ins cause these issues. First, I'll discuss how to fix those issues, and then I'll discuss how to prevent them. For remedies, number 1, I use the ORS Fertilizing Temple Balm. The 2 active ingredients are horsetail and nettle. And horsetail does just as the name implies, it promotes growth. This always caught my eye because I take horsetail as a vitamin nearly every day. The second active ingredient, nettle. Nettle is packed with calcium, zinc, magnesium, silica, which is another name for horsetail, and it actually works to help heal your scalp, prevent hair loss, and promote growth. With those 2 active ingredients, it always stays in my regimen. I almost use it preventive, like I don't have any edge issues, but a couple times a week you can catch me for sure putting a little ORS Temple Balm in just because. I don't even have a reason. I like to keep my edges nice and strong. The second remedy that's a little bit more popular is castor oil. Let's have a talk about castor oil. So Jamaican black castor oil is really big on YouTube. I think there's a lot of misinformation or information presented and you're not getting the full picture. So castor oil is clear when it's cleaned. Black castor oil is dirty. So when I use castor oil, my castor oil is clean. It's coming from a GNC or a vitamin shop. So I'll have a bottle, pour in my castor oil, and do a couple drops of tea tree or peppermint oil. Tea tree and peppermint oil both work to stimulate your scalp and stimulate growth. Tea tree in particular works to unclog your hair follicles and nourish your roots. So I'll also kind of talk pros and cons with both. I switch back and forth between the 2 because number 1, the ORS Temple Balm warns that you shouldn't use it 4 days before and 7 days after a relaxer. So during the time when I really was trying to grow a spot back, at that point, 4 days before and 7 days after a relaxer, I would switch to castor oil. And then the only con with castor oil is it is super thick. With the super thick oil like castor oil, you have a couple options. You can either A, only use it 2 or 3 times a week as you're trying to grow a spot back, or B, you can add a little bit of olive oil or a little bit of coconut oil just to thin it out. Like, it is so thick, like low-key like molasses level thick. And sometimes you don't kind of want to put that into your hair because it builds up. So my third tip would be to massage these in. Massaging your scalp in general really helps to get your blood flowing. It kind of wakes your scalp up and tells it that it needs to do something to take some nutrients in. Give your edges a good massage. Sometimes the breakage isn't simply from tension, it's also breaking because it's dry. Here, I'm going to continue to moisturize and seal my hair for the night. I'll put a link down below, but on wash day with my conditioner, I am starting here. You don't want your edges and your roots to be left out of any process that deals with moisture. My 5th tip would be to identify the source of tension and stop. So it might be simpler said than done, but we get caught in a routine with our hair. So whether that be you're wearing a wig and the bobby pins are too tight, dead set, you're gonna go to your favorite stylist and get this sew-in. Well, boo, if it's breaking off your hair, you might want to stop. You might want to have a conversation with her to try to figure out what the tension is coming from. Why is my hair breaking off? And this is a tip. Look, I'm about to throw this tip in there. I didn't even think about this. Number 6, don't be afraid to discuss an issue caused by your stylist. Listen, I was watching Tamar's new show and I was shook the entire time. If your stylist is doing something that's damaging your hair, you need to address that. Hey, last time I came, X happened. Let's formulate a plan so that that doesn't happen again. And don't keep visiting a stylist that's breaking your hair off. Listen, the Lord sent me that one. Stop doing that. My 7th tip would be to use braiding hair along your perimeter when you're getting braids. Personally, I have a good amount of hair. It's gonna sound weird. This is shorter for me. And when I would walk in to get my hair braided and they see all this hair and I say, I want you to use braiding hair, you know, at least along the edges, they're looking at me like I have 2 heads. Well, why do you need braiding hair? Because I like having edges. If you get a braid down under your wig, I would at least use braiding hair along my perimeter. If I were getting a sew-in, I would use braiding hair everywhere because you don't want the tension from the thread to break your hair off, because it will. And lastly, I protect my hair from my pillowcase. So at night, always wrap up with a scarf. And to be honest, I typically do a scarf and I'll do a bonnet too, because, you know, things shift at night. And if my scarf shifts, at least I have my bonnet to protect me. So I'm double protected. But those are the steps that I would follow to help not only grow your edges back, but prevent them from breaking off in the future. I asked my followers on Instagram what they wanted to discuss, and about 70% of the people said edges. So follow me on Instagram. I'll occasionally ask you all what you want to talk about. Let me know, was this informational? Did you learn something? Is there something you want me to discuss further? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.